Welcome, welcome to another J and J. It's Monday on a Sunday. A little bit off
You
today, but
nearly forgot the title of the podcast.
no, I'm a
We
little
need a
off.
new host. We need a new host. Anyone there that just knows the name of the title, just apply.
Hey, we didn't sleep for 13 hours. That happens. Welcome to J and J Sunday on a Monday on a Sunday. Almost did a reverse there. Joculate here. Josh is there. We're doing it on audio form for obvious reasons. One, I'm not all here, and neither is Josh again. But we got some stuff to talk about.
I'm just sort of.
And
I was really busy the past few days, so I'm just totally worn out.
exactly, and trust me, with the taxes that we've been sharing these last few days, we both can understand. Um, which brings us to the show. This is the one of the three remaining shows that we're going to have before the new year. We will be pretty much on our heinous, and I wanted to talk about that before
Oh,
the end of the show.
Dr. Lee, can you send, via text after the podcast, can you send me when this will be on hiatus so I can plan the next season of With Extra Happy?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm going to make this
Oh,
announcement.
shit.
We have three shows. After the last show will be 1 week after New Year's, and we will not be back for a few months. That pretty much will be on April of next year. So we will be on a hiatus, but there's going to be some changes here, and I wanted to talk to you. Pretty much, we're going to talk about it here on this podcast. We're also going to be talking about it off the air because J&J Money is moving to a different channel. I have established a secondary channel to compromise some of my original content that I'm going to be putting out. I'm keeping the old channel on, but I'm going to be moving this show to the second channel, which is known as J&J Mirrorstein Publishing, which is something I've been working on for my original content, such as my writings, as well as some stuff I want to do that is pretty much mine, as well as my co-hosts, and not to worry about the nonsense that is called unauthorized copyright infringement. So that is what it says, which you have experienced yourself.
I had the first part of my Mockingjay dramatic reading was taken down first for inappropriate content. And so that's why I haven't released anything new from that. And finally, I checked yesterday, and it's back up. So the dramatic reading for Mockingjay is back up. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, it was just fucking bullshit, like inappropriate content. This is a young adult's book, and I know I might get a little rowdy with languages after each part, but still, it's kids read that shit. Walking. I mean, the book begins with Katniss walking in District 12 and like stepping on a skull or something. It's like, kids read that shit.
Well, this is the thing about this, and you've been doing this before. This is not your first time doing dramatic reads. You've done other books before. You've done a pretty good
The
job.
only other book I've done a dramatic reading of is the first Animorphs book, and I got no problems from YouTube for that. But for some reason, doing a popular young adult book suddenly made it inappropriate content.
And this is one of the reasons why I didn't trust. And I gotta fix my title screen because I must have been really tired because I didn't even realize Monday looks bigger than. I got two M's at M and O as a capital, so I definitely gotta fix that later. I'll fix that later. But that's one of the reasons why. But one of the reasons, and the main reason is I want to do something original. I want to do some audio stories that is mine, some short stories, some fanfic stories. But I want to do it in a different channel that pretty much symbolizes that this is my own stuff. This is my own creation. This is my own work that I'm putting out there. Something I must do. Something that I have to get my creativity out now. I've been delaying it too long because a lot of personal matters, which I'm leaving at the hands of my lawyers in terms of my living arrangements. I'm not going to get into that right now in the show. You already know what the situation is because I text you a microphone, but that has delayed me for a year and a half already, and it's becoming okay. The people who I expect they should be dealing with it, they're dealing with it, and now I can actually focus on the other stuff that's important, mainly getting my original content out. One of the things I decided to do is just to do a third channel. I'm against doing multiple channels. I really am. I don't consider. I think two channels is enough. But in terms of what I see with my old channel, my two channels I got already, it'd be really inappropriate, unfair to put my original content on that channel. And so I decided to make that third channel, which is still on the development phase because there's a lot of stuff I have to do first before introducing this channel to everyone else. I did a teaser about what's going to be. I'm going to do another teaser. I'm going to start working on storylines, which, by the way, Josh, I want you to be part of because we want to work. Want you to be part of something we're gonna talk, pretty much off the line something we both passionate. It is fanfic or original content. I'll share that information with you off the air because it's something I really want you to be a part of. Because, like I said, you're a writer, you've got a lot of creativities, and to me, this would be pretty much a perfect sound base. Why I'm moving J&J Mondays is because of the podcast. Most of my live podcasts will be on that channel. I'll still keep the old archive here, but J&J Mondays will be moving to that channel, and with that move, there will come some changes. I think you and I both agree that we both love entertainment. We both love the stuff that we talk about. However, we need to have some changes, which is we both have to be on the same page of what we cover. Meaning that in the near future, we both have to sit down and say, okay, what should we cover this week? It doesn't have to be something fresh and new. Like if we're doing a movie and if I know you're watching a movie and I'm going to watch a movie, we both have to be dedicated as a homework assignment to go watch that movie and just talk about it.
Worst homework assignments ever. Watching movies. No.
But if we did, but we both have to agree about it. It ain't like we were just going to do it the spur of the moment thing. We both have to agree about it and both have to be dedicated about it and make sure we have the money to do it too, because movie theaters are very expensive these days. But just basically that way you don't feel like you're sitting back and not contributing, and I don't feel like I'm sitting back and not contributing, or even more so, just basically one person is stuck because they can't get they don't have that same click of this topic that we're discussing. So I don't, it should be both a communication from both sides, and I think this is something that needs to be done. It has to be done just to improve the show for the second season, and I really want to do that. I think it has to be done in order to get more variety. It has to be from both one side, my side and your side. It can't be just one. It's not J and Company. It's J and J for a reason because we're both dealing with a topic at hand. What's your feeling on that?
Interested and nodding along.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It was better in my head. As I said, folks, I'm not here with it.
So you've been partying a lot this weekend.
I have not been partying a lot. I went to Disney on Friday from like around 11 or 12 to around 10 or 11 at night.
Yeah, because I text you on like what 10:30.
That's still out. And then last night, I was hanging out with my friend Pricey and her boyfriend, and they were both going to be returning to Arizona on the 19th. So I hung out with them from like 3 to 11.
Well, it's kind of funny because I was actually expecting some bad news from a person who I consider to be a user. I'll get to that in a minute because I have no problem sharing this because here's the thing. It's one thing. It's one thing if you really need help. It's another thing to try to be a faker and disguise what your real intentions are and think no one doesn't know. I'll talk about that last, but but this is a reminder is just be real, just be honest, just tell your true intentions because people don't like when you're trying to do something that is deceitful because they can catch on, especially when you're trying to use God as a way out. I'm just saying, in terms of my experience, I saw it coming. I saw it coming 2 days ago. And even here's the thing I was trying to say, all right, I'm willing to give you another shot, but you cannot, don't play with me. And what happened? Sure enough, she did. And I said, I left a little text message. I'll read what she said, which is kind of hilarious because there's a story behind this. But nevertheless, I will get to that. But basically, back to the shorthand. Yeah, we only got 3 more episodes, actually 2 more because this is one of the 3. And we won't be back until April. So that's pretty much the long drought that we're going to have. And throughout the time, we're going to be talking. We're going to see what we can make improvements of. But it will be on the secondary channel, which is called J and J J77's Mirrorstein Publishing. I named it after one of the characters of the story that I've been working on and still working on. It's a character that I actually did admire to the point where I actually named that as one of the places where I'll put most of my properties in. So it's very important that I get that off the ground. In fact, I'm working on plans and steps to make sure this becomes my signature property of a lot of my stuff I want to work on. So that's the situation with Jay and J Mondays. It will still be existent. I'm already have plans for season 2, but it will be done on that channel for specifically original content. If you got any opinions, please say it now.
Or stay silent and keep your peace.
No, I don't think you should stay silent. I mean, you're a part of the show too.
I was joking.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind it. Changing things up, making things fresh is always good.
Mm-hmm.
The long hiatus provides me enough time to really space out my 3rd season of With Extra Happy.
Oh, that's good. So you'll be happy after January when we do our finale. You'll be happy. You got a lot of stuff February, March, and April. You got 3 months to work with.
Yeah, I can do 1 or 2 episodes a month. I know my co-host, I don't want to wear her out too much during the 3rd season, so I'm really going to work on spacing those episodes out.
All right, well, you have a chance, and you won't get worn out yourself doing so many podcasts, which you do a lot of, by the way. You do a lot of recordings.
Yeah.
You do more recordings than I actually thought you'd do, and at the most weirdest times. I'm surprised you don't get worn out just by recording those at the time you do.
I stay up till 4 every night, so
yes, exactly.
It's a good way to end the day.
And I work nights, so it's like, I get my break. I know that you're still up. I'm going home. You're still up. By the time I get back home, you sleep. So it works out for both parties. So that's the stance on the show. It will be moved. It's not going to be moved now, of course, but it's going to be moved to help support that channel and to also bring more better variety. And again, we're going to be texting each other to see what we can do to improve the show from here on out. This was a good run on this channel, but to me, if I'm going to do original content, it has to be on another channel. I remind you, I didn't even want to do that. But the channel that I have is so identified with all the other stuff I've been doing with movie reviews and some short editorials that I might as well just keep it just like that and just make another channel specifically for these type of podcasts and other live events. The only thing I got to do is get the channel monetized, which requires me having a second phone for some reason because they don't want to take my other phone number. I don't know why.
It's cursed.
So I think I have to do something and figure it out. I have plenty of time to play with it. I got plenty of time for that. But in any case, I'm going to be doing that, and I may give you my passcode so you can actually post stuff there if you feel like it's necessary to post it. You don't have to, but it's all up to you.
I'll do a 2-second video of me saying yo and then posting that.
All right, so we now know what the situation, especially for maticexpression.com. You will get the information as well, plus you need to know what's going on as well. Now, we got some stories here. Josh going to, of course, have a movie review that I did not see, but she did, and I'm going to be asking questions about this because I'm curious as to, because a lot of people had mixed reactions towards the ending of this movie. You know what I'm talking about.
It's the ending of the book, the basic gist of what happens at the end, because that's really what helped make the series for me. I'm a sick. I know.
All right, and I got a big gripe because it's been a while since I did a trailer review. It's been a long time.
What trailer are we doing?
The second Batman versus Superman trailer.
Oh my god, I was sort of hoping for the Legion, but there's been so much fan outcry with new Batman versus Superman trailer that I knew if it wasn't a Legion, that was going to be the Batman.
You know what? This is like, and this is one of the reasons why I stood away from the Star Wars fandom that was going on online because they for someone who wants to be surprised, they're doing their absolute best to try and spoil that movie for me. They spoiled this movie for me
No,
with
what I've heard from people saying is that the trailer basically gives the main plot of the movie.
it's it gave away the main part of the movie.
Yeah, hang on, let me just check IMDb. Hang on. Batman and Superman versus Superman fan outrage. Ta-da! Oh
Okay,
no,
what is
the
this?
internet's now on fire. No! Okay, hang on. Okay, here's the plot from IMDb. Considering the
Say it.
actions of a godlike superhero left unchecked, Gotham City's own formidable, forceful vigilante takes on Metropolis's most revered modern day savior, while the world wrestles with what sort of hero it really needs. And with Batman and Superman at war with one another, a new threat quickly arises, putting mankind in greater danger than it's ever known before. So I think the only thing with the trailer I would say that shouldn't have been revealed, is Wonder Woman, though we knew she was going to be in the movie anyways, so.
So here's the thing: Wonder Woman is the least of your problems. You put Doomsday in this movie.
I knew he was going to be brought up. I'm not a big Superman fan, so you do the honors.
Look, I knew someone was wrong. I saw the trailer because I was like, "What is the big deal?" Angry Joe was upset. You had Jimmy Johns is upset. You had Double Toasted upset. I'm like, "What is the big deal with this trailer?" Then I'm like, and I was like, I don't want to look at it. I really don't. But the hell with it. Let's see what it is.
I love that reaction. I really, fuck it, I'm doing it.
I just want to see what this is. I mean, it's a trailer. The film ain't coming out for another year. They've been, promoting this to death. I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing the tension between, Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne, which is very good. I actually liked that scene. But as the scene got crazy, first of all, this Lex Luthor, I don't even know what to think. I mean, I'm just gonna just wait. I mean, this guy.
I actually hope that that persona we saw in the trailer will be only his persona to show the public like Bruce Wayne is for Batman. If it works out like that, I think it would be decent.
It doesn't
But
look
yeah,
like
having a crazy Lex Luthor like that throughout the film would, I admit, be, yeah.
it's. He's cracking jokes. That's all I gotta say. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I know.
oh.
That's why I like it, but only if it's not a full-time thing.
But here's the thing where I really shook my head. He took Zod's body, and it looks like he made Doomsday.
Uh-huh.
Which, if you look at the comic, that was never the case. And now you have Doomsday, and that pretty much ruined the whole, and not the whole concept of Batman versus Superman, because already know they're not gonna, you already know there ain't gonna be no consequences. You already know they're gonna team up to face this greater threat. And in the trailer, you see Wonder Woman stopping this massive explosion that Doomsday had, which Doomsday looks horrible. This is the worst carnage. Doomsday is all CGI. You can tell. It looks like the rejected version of Ninja Turtles.
I was wondering which one you'd pick.
When Michael Bay's Ninja Turtle looks possible by comparison, you did something terribly wrong. And I'm looking at this saying, why is Doomsday in this movie? Why out of all that villains, you picked that character to be in this movie? It made no sense to me. He should be in the later Superman comics. We haven't even officially Superman haven't even got his feet wet yet, and you put him on this movie. And the worst about it is everybody, and I have to agree with it, seem like, oh, that's General Zod reincarnated. You made General Zod into Doomsday, which makes no sense. But besides the fact of this, you ruined the entire climax. You did a Terminator.
No, I wouldn't say it's as bad as Terminator. I'd say it's bad, but it's like May, all things considered. I saw the Deep Into the Abyss with the Terminator Genesis trailer, so I'm like, this isn't that bad compared to that. I mean, because basically in the movie they were like the first trailers made it seem like there was a different enemy, maybe the T-1000 from the beginning, or Arnold's, or something attacking them. And then in the later trailers, they revealed that it was John Connor turned evil, which is part of the reason why that I didn't really like the trailers. One, it spoiled everything. Two, they knew what they were doing at the first two trailers, but then afterwards they're like, "Fuck it, we're
The
doing it
point is,
live. We're revealing everything."
but
And
here's the
then in the
thing.
movie itself, they act like John Connor's a big surprise, and I don't
But
believe they've
but here's the thing.
really hinted at any other villain. You know, they never really hinted at a villain like they did in the Terminator Genesis trailer, and so this Doomsday reveal doesn't really have the same feeling.
Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, you hit something that is right on the nose. Okay, you're not big on the Superman lore, comic lore. A lot of people are. No one, even though there was rumors are just rumors. No one did not expect Doomsday to be in this film, and probably would have been even more shocker and had more of an impact if you kept that a secret. We
I
knew
don't
Wonder
think
Woman was going to
that
be.
really having Dooms. I'm not talking about the trailer, but in the movie itself, it would have been better just to have a good old Superman versus Batman thing, and even Wonder Woman when she was at on, I'm like, this is going to take away from what I sort of thought the film was going to be about. So Doomsday being added as a villain is just like, I guess I sort of expected something like that to happen once Wonder Woman showed up, and I realized that they were probably going to just overcrowd themselves.
Exactly. And that's the thing. You already had Wonder Woman, which many people don't know, even to their credit, don't know what role she had to play and why she's here. Because the trailer the trailer did something which was goofy, by the way. And Superman looking at Batman, Superman saying, "Is she with you?" And Batman said, "No, I thought she was with you." So
I
obviously,
like that.
obviously, they don't know who this person is. So that's cool. I give it credit. That's good.
I
That's a
like
good
that
thing.
exchange between Superman and Batman. Like, what the fuck's going on? We were sort of fighting, and what? I
But
guess
the
I just like seeing men in confusion.
but the point is, and look, I don't mind. Like I said, for me, I don't mind retelling. When it comes to these type of properties, retelling a story is not a bad thing. All right, sometimes you need to shake things up to freshen it up. The problem what I have with a trailer is you revealed a key element that really did not need to be revealed. You really did. This is the problem what I have with trailers these days. This is the problem why I don't like these trailers and I don't like how they reveal things because you put too much into it and you now take me. My excitement to this movie is completely gone now because I already know who the villain is going to be. Besides Lex, I already know that Doomsday is going to be here. If they would have kept Doomsday in secret, it would have been, oh my God, he's here. Oh, this is going to be interesting now. Now I know why they stopped fighting because there's a more bigger threat right there. You basically tell me the movie.
It's okay, baby. It's okay. I'm just soaking in the fan hate. Sorry, I'm
It's more.
happy.
It's more of. This is why I don't like. It's more. I can understand the hate from a spoiler point of view. Okay, because the trailers have been doing this a lot these days, and this is why I refuse. I saw the second after I saw the main trailer for Star Wars. I didn't see anything else. I don't want to know about the economy. There's so much stuff about Star Wars right now. It's making me sick. Like I want to know the Death Star cost us $17 billion if it was actually destroyed and it will mess up the economy. Who cares?
I care. What? I'm a nerd. Anything about Star Wars, I'll soak it up. So I am offended, sir.
I do not want to know every detail of Star Wars. Can I at least go in there, eyes blind, and enjoy the damn film? Is
No,
that so hard to do?
no, you
And
can't. It's very hard to do.
see, this is the difference between online sanity that we have now, because online has become the new wave of information in terms of trailers, in terms of movie entertainment. That's fine and dandy. Okay, I have no problem. But when it becomes a session where you're trying to give us every detail, listen, I'm paying $12.50 to $15 a pop for these tickets. I ain't even talk about the popcorn yet. Give me something to be surprised with. Don't let me come in there, because right now you have to really do an extra mile for me to be excited, and that's the problem. And I don't. And I'm gonna be fair. If Terminator Genesis haven't spoiled anything, who knows how would have felt going in? I would have probably been shocked. That would have been a
I wanted to
twister.
be shocked, and I've seen the difference between people who saw this trailer and then saw the movie to people who just saw the movie. It seemed the people who just saw the movie had a more enjoyable experience.
And that's the thing. You're taking the joy out of this movie. And that's the thing. When you look, the movie won't be out until next year. Okay, I understand it. You're trying to get people hyped up. You're trying to make people, have a reason to show up for this movie. I have no problem with that. But the problem I do have is you know there's gonna be two more trailers out there. You know they're gonna give us some more info on the film. And I'm not watching any more trailers after this. I'm being realistic here. But the point is, you're feeding us too much. The object you want to do is for a trailer supposed to be for one thing only: get us ready for the movie. Get us, sell us that this will be the epic film of all times. Not to give us every damn thing and every scene from every film. Because here's the thing: there are some trailers. When you see a trailer, it's awesome. Sometimes that's a deception because everything great you see in the trailer, that's it. The whole movie seems bare, and that's because you gave too much. And that's where the rage really comes from. It's more about the fact is you gave away a very crucial key of the movie that no one did not expect. Even though the rumor was there, no one did not expect. So
Yeah.
what's next? We're gonna see. We're gonna see Captain America with Spider-Man flying around. Come on. We know Spider-Man's gonna be in Civil War. They've been announcing it. I don't need to see the big reveal. Let me be surprised. What? What? I don't. Sorry, I don't. I don't need to see who plays me. I know who the actor is. Let me be surprised. Let's see what role. Because this ain't gonna be the same Civil War. If you read the comic, it was a year-long epic battle between all the Marvel superheroes. That's not gonna be the same. It really ain't. So to me, it's all about let me be excited. Let me come in there with great expectation. But most of all, don't feed me every last detail of the scene. Did you find and here's the thing for the record, directors don't like it either because the person who directed Genesis was not happy how they promote that film. He wasn't, and I can't blame him.
That'd be fucking pissed off too. It's like, so this big reveal that'll happen in the film. Oh yeah, just spoil it all. I don't need anyone to see it. I don't like people being happy.
Yeah, so that's just all it is. I mean, it just angers me that trailer. Oh god, that trailer just like wow, you don't care anymore. I mean, look, I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll still be good for entertainment value, but I can't say, oh my god, he's in this film because I already know he's in this film. So how you gonna resolve this? You can overall. I think the casting for Batman. I think Ben Affleck is going to nail Batman. I think he's doing it good. Um, but I will say this. I will agree with Angry Joe. I think that this. I think they're more obsessed with Batman than it is with Superman because it definitely feel like a Batman movie. This guy's in a Superman film. I'm hoping that's not true. I really do.
I just it was like I think originally supposed to be Superman, and then they tied in Batman to it, and they just seem to add more people on the rooster.
It just proves the point they did this too soon. You can tell they took a lot of embassies from the Dark Knight Returns. I think they did it too soon. And to me, okay, let's see what you can do. You got two good actors in this film. Just be good now. I mean, Zach, I see where you're coming with finally. I didn't hate Man of Steel. I thought Man of Steel was a good movie. It had its flaws, but I think the thing about it is he wasn't Superman yet. He wasn't that hero that everybody was used to having, and I accepted it for what it was. It was a surprisingly good film. A lot of people was mad because it was too dark. It was not funny. It wasn't a sense of humor. Do people forget Superman 3? and how bad that was, and the only thing that saved it was Christopher Reeve playing a darker Superman. That's the
I've
only.
never seen it before, but I've heard the outrage.
Did everybody forgot that Richard Pryor was in that film? He had no business being in that movie. Did everybody forgot what Superman 4 was like? That film was a train wreck from the very start.
Oh, good.
And here's another thing. I'll say this right now. Say what you say what you want about Superman Return. I thought Superman Return wasn't a bad film, but it was too much of a homage. Many people complain because it had no action. Superman didn't really fight nobody. Well, here's Superman and Man of Steel. He's fighting people, and people complain about that. So, come on now.
What makes you people happy?
I mean, come on now. To me, I'm Zack Snyder's giving us a different tone. I can accept it. The only thing I'm trying to say is, and here's the thing that's going to scare me the most. This could be like some Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2 thing, or Spider-Man 3. We got every character in this film, and not one of them have enough screen time to actually, give us a good development.
Yeah, I like not Superman, Spider-Man 3, but yeah, there was too much shit going on screen there.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing I'm scared of.
And I know that Venom, I'm not a comic book reader, but I know sort of enough about the character to go, oh, cool, once I found out. And Venom is really underused in that film, and it was just because the studios are like, we need another villain. How about you do Venom, even though I know you don't like to?
Underused? He was only there for 10 minutes.
I'm being polite.
Don't be polite. They had no business putting Venom in that film. They should have gave him his own movie. And here's the funny thing, in case you wonder, I actually liked it, Spider-Man 3. I thought it was very enjoyable for what it's worth. I thought the Sandman story arc was very, very good, very well taken care of. I love the fact that they continue the story between the relationship with Osborn, Parker, and Mary Jane. I thought they actually conclude that well. They didn't need. You could have easily had Venom in a different film, have his own different have him and Spider-Man go at it. He didn't need a token.
With the third film, they could have had Venom sort of be, that ghouly alien thing be introduced, and then put to the side.
Exactly.
And then have like the post-credit scene or the very last scene of the film indicating something's going to happen with him, and ta-da, you have a nice segue to your fourth film.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing: the director didn't even want him there. The studios forced that on him. The director said, "I did not want to deal with Venom."
Sam Raimi, I believe the director's name.
He did not want nothing to do with that.
I know. That's why I brought that up earlier. He did not want to do it.
So it's like, come on, man. And here's Zack Snyder. I'm not saying that that's what's happening here, but the point is, here's the thing: they're so desperate to try and get this Justice League film. They are willing to cram in a lot of stuff that's happened.
Okay, first off, whenever something bullshit happens in a film or behind the scenes, I go to saying it's probably the studio's fault, and 9 out of 10 times it turns out to be correct. And 2, they're trying to copy the Avengers thing and trying to play catch up, what works horribly, because Iron Man got most of the Avengers in the first Avengers movie got their own film. So we had a movie or two at least to learn about them, their backstory, and care about them. So when they were all put together, we didn't need some long, drawn-out thing of explaining who or what they were.
And look, like I said, I'm happy that DC does have a plan with these.
I just hate that so crappy.
Suicide Squad, I'm curious about. There's other movies that they're trying to push into it. Gotham seems to be working well. They do have a plan. I'm just worried that they're going too fast or trying something that may actually backfire, because there's still no guarantee they actually go forward with Justice League. I don't even know if they have a script or not, but they do have something going. And you just hope they're not rushing for the sake of trying to compete with Marvel. First of all, you're not competing with Marvel. Marvel's already ahead of the game. I'm sorry to tell you this, but it's not happening. What you can do is give us a universe that works for that universe. And if you're gonna go dark, which I don't mind, then fine, go dark. You know, I'm not a big keen on Suicide Squad being P13, but if you can
Yeah,
do it,
I don't really know about Suicide Squad, but from the bits and pieces I've picked up, really it's going with PG-13.
it wouldn't shock me because from what many articles I've been studying on, writing about, they're trying to make it appealing to a lot of people, especially teens.
That's what's the problem to me when people try to do something that appeals to everyone. That's not going to fucking work. You find your niche and you go towards that.
But they're trying to tie it into the Batman universe. They're trying to tie it into everything. So, in many ways, I can understand it. However, you if you people can tell when a film was so desperately want to be an R-rated film that you just basically put the PG-13 just for the fan base. As long as the tone fits, I'm fine.
Yeah. It's just I'm not a big comic book fan. I keep on saying I'm going to, and I've had numerous recommendations over the years, and I've lost each one of them. But I just so if I was a fan of this, I would have much stronger opinion. Like Terminator Genesis, I would have really adored that being an R-rated film because it's a series where, while they did do decently with PG-13 rating, the problem is to really get back into the spirit of the good old days. Even though number 4 is my favorite, is to have a higher rating so you can do more things that more people that know about the series or franchise will actually be willing to see.
I think they're
Because you
looking
can't attract, you could attract new audiences, but old fans who are going to be the ones that are going to make up the probably main part. It really needs to appeal to that too.
I think the problem is that, and unfortunately, this is what we're living in. The rating system has come obsolete. I mean, the rating system is
Oh
a joke.
God, yeah. It's nearly as obsolete as the Oscars.
They need to change it. And the fact of the matter is that the studios are playing to this rating system. The PG rating is a joke. It's no longer PG is PG-13 now. We really technically have only 2 ratings. I mean, the first time in years, I'm not even being over exaggerated, that a G rating actually, that's not Disney, actually boosts almost 100 million. That was the Peanuts movie. But the point is that we don't have a PG rating. It was very rare we see a PG film in theaters now. It's all be the PG-13 or it's rated R. And a lot of the action films that normally would have got the R treatment is being watered down for the PG film because studios believe, for whatever reason, is the only way they can make their money because they're getting more general audiences. Well, you know what? So many businesses didn't do well in the box office.
That are too young and want to see a R-rated film are going to fucking get in.
Yeah, only the parents take them, so it doesn't really matter. So that's the
So
whole thing.
I saw in the second Matrix movie, some dad bringing his maybe 9 or 10-year-old son to the movie.
Yeah, so to me, watering down won't mean, to me personally, watering down don't mean anything. It really don't. But they're doing it more for action films than comedy for some reason. Comedy gets the R rating more than.
I'm not too big on the rating of what a movie is because the lower rating can still do a good film, but my problem is when it comes to an adaptation or continuation of a series and you decide to drop the rating because how much can you do compared to what you could do with a higher rating?
Like I said, to me, it's all about marketing, and to me, somebody needs to tell studios you don't need to water down your film for the sake of marketing. If a film is good and if people crack the interest, they're gonna see it. Like for instance, I won't care if Star Wars was PG. I don't think it's gonna be PG. It was PG when it came out in the 70s. I understand it was a different time, it's an era. But hey, let's be honest. If Empire Strikes Back would have came out now, it would have definitely been a PG-13. Because I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, when I saw Luke get his hand chopped off, I was scared to death. I couldn't even I was so scared that my eyes stayed glued to the television set.
I'm sorry.
I did not honestly. I did not expect that to happen. I'm like, I was speechless. I mean, like, what is that? Just so it's one of the it did scare me. I mean, I'm like, look, if he gonna die in front of me, and this would have been another movie, but that would have got a PG-13 rating, and you know what? It would have been fine. Um, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I think depending on how dark and what tone they're going to, I think that's where you should be judging rating. Here's the funny thing about it. I'm going to go to Harry Potter just for a brief second. Did you see? Have you seen Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix?
I've seen every film more than once.
Okay. Here's the funny part
God,
about
I'm
this.
a Harry Potter fan. I am insulted.
I read every Harry Potter book, with the exception of probably the spin-off. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix is probably the darkest of all the seven books, next to Deathly Hollow. The movie was PG-13 and it felt like a PG movie. That's how uninterested that film was to me. It was nothing going on to the very last of the film, except for Umbridge, which was awesome. The actress who played Umbridge was awesome.
Oh yeah, sometimes when I don't, like a movie or a show, sometimes I'll go to certain parts of it and go, "That was fucking awesome. Why can't the rest of it be like this?"
She nailed that character. I got no complaints about that character. She was awesome in that movie.
She was a bitch, but exactly. But she was meant to be a bitch.
Exactly, and she nailed the character. Then came out. They actually delayed. I don't know why they delayed the Half-Blood Prince. It was supposed to come out the following year, and they delayed it 1 year. I still don't know why. I know there was a reason, but I just don't comprehend. I'm like, okay, this is PG-13, right? No, it's PG. I'm like, this is darker than the other one. Why is this PG? This don't make no sense to me. I'm like, wait a minute. You made Deathly Hollow PG-13. It was the most PGest of the whole entire franchise. Hell, freaking Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which had almost nothing to do with the book. Almost they have completely rewritten that one for the movie. Was more PG-13ish than this one. And you made that one PG. Deathly Hollow, I can see being PG-13. There was no way around that. But I'm like, what is the rating systems doing? I mean, what are they doing to actually? Is it me, or are they going by guideline that's either outdated, or do they have the same people rating these movies? Because they need to change them. Because to me, they're just making the rating system even worse.
Oh God! To get a lower rating, what studios will do from time to time is show them a scene that's just meant to elicit, "Oh my God, what the fuck?" so that the scene they actually want is kept, while the worst scene is discarded.
Yeah, I can see that because I know.
So they're able to manipulate like that, and it does happen.
It scratches my head. It's like, wait a minute, so tell me what the discrepancy here. And this is where I think Cinema Sins have talked about. Cinema Sins, I agree with. Have a rating system and put the rules right down on the table, so that way no one can be mistaken about what they can and cannot do. If you have this much in this film, it's going to be this rating. If you have this much in this film, you have this rating. But most importantly, don't make a rating system. And this is something that I think they need to move the politics and rhetoric out of the system, because the rating system was designed for a reason. It's up to the parents for them to decide whether their film is appropriate or not. Especially if you know that rating system is saying, okay, this is definitely not for someone over the age of 17. This is why the NC-17 has had a problem for years and almost got into obscurity because politicians got involved where they shouldn't be getting involved with. If a film is meant for adults' eyes only, make sure you make it clear why. Okay, if you're going to have this much of either violence, not just about sex, but violence or adult theme, it has to be NC-17, and let the studios know. If you put that there, then you know right now you're going to get NC-17. If you have this much violence, but it's not up to that NC-17 form, or if you're doing it in the middle where it's not appropriate for young children, but appropriate enough for like teens and preteens, it's going to be PG-13. To me, you might as well give it a G. If you're going to keep the G, it's going to be pretty much direct-to-video stuff, because G is like a curse right now. So to me, they got to refix the system. They really do. I mean, They made the system so watered down and so politically charged. It's a joke. I can't even take it seriously anymore. And you know what? None of the moviegoers taking it seriously. Because I don't care. It could be a horror film with slashers chopping somebody's ears off. I'm still seeing a kid in that theater sitting down watching the movie where he had no business watching the movie. So you need to make it specific. If you want to have a rating system, have it make it specific.
And there are websites. Yeah, there are websites out there dedicated to helping people figure out if the film's appropriate for certain audiences.
Yeah.
And I heard this amusing story from a friend where they went into this theater and this grandma and her young, um, uh, grandmother and her granddaughter were together. And the movie started, and the grandma was totally in shock. The movie was kick-ass, and the grandma didn't try to figure out what was going on with it before taking her granddaughter.
Yes, and you know what? Obviously, she didn't read the rating system properly. And that's another thing here. And I'm just going to go to the parents. Parents, you have a system. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying it's flawless. I'm not saying that the system makes sense in many ways. But you do have a system. It's your responsibility to use it
No,
properly.
the gas was rated R, and the grandmother was bringing her granddaughters an R-rated film.
Exactly. Be responsible. If you saw the rating system is there, it's not like they're hiding it.
No,
It's
they
there.
aren't.
If you see an R, it says restricted. There's a reason why for it. If you take your kid, and this is what drives me nuts, because a lot of parents was was crying foul and angry, upset. The film was rated R. What's the problem? It ain't gonna get any higher than that, right? Don't take your kid. It's R. It says restricted. Under 17 requires adult guardianship. Guess what? If you take your kid to see it, that's not the movie theater's fault. That's not even the motion picture fault. You took your kid to see it. You was warned. You paid your money. Thank you very much for showing up. If you leave, too bad. I still got your money. I call it like it is. I made a rant before reviewing Skyfall because I was amazed to see how many children was in that movie with adults. I'm like, you do know Bonds is not for kids, right? You do know he's not even a role model. I mean, so what the hell are you taking your kids fit for? And then you come out, and then you want the nerve to come out and say, "Well, this film is inappropriate for children." I know. So why did you take your kid to see it? I don't get it. You have a rating system. It used to be a time in the '80s where parents took that seriously. Oh, it's PG, but let me see how it looks. Let me see. Let me get the feeling of what this is. Oh, it's rated R film. No, no, no. You're not. You're too young for that. I remember theaters took it seriously. There were times I said that to said this before. There was a time I wanted to see a PG-13 film, and they wouldn't let me in to see the PG-13 film. And I said, "Why? It's PG-13." He said, "Yeah, but there are certain context in this film you will not understand, and it's not really appropriate for you." I'm like, I saw Parenthood, and that wasn't even appropriate for me. I saw Ghostbusters 1 and 2. What's so big deal? And then when I saw the film, and with my own eyes, I understood what they mean. I understood it. It was clear. They had adult subject matter I would, if as a kid at 13 years old, would not understand or comprehend. That's why they didn't let me in. That's how serious the rating system was, or used to be during the 80s and early 90s. We don't have that anymore. We really don't have that anymore, and it's become a joke. But most importantly, because parents don't do their job as parents and not, and evaluate what film they're watching. And like I said, that grandmother.
Great when they do buy some like GTA game for their kid and like, oh my god, and get all angry at everyone else but themselves. It's like you can see that a game is you know labeled mature.
Exactly, and
You should be able to read.
and that's the one reason why it drives me nuts. The politician got it. Oh, you can't sell AO games. Why not? Well, the kids will get it. The kids don't play video games as much as you think. I mean, I'm being real. I mean, there's more adults playing games now than ever before. But I can understand why the gaming why these stores won't buy sell it, because they can't trust it. It's not as much that they can't regulate themselves. They know their parents won't. If they met the if a parent let a 5-year-old play GTA, what makes you think they won't let them play a game that is strictly says adult only?
Oh, God.
That's the problem, and that's the thing. That's why a lot of the rating systems. That's why NC-17 and the AO gaming rating system has been shadowed, because they don't take it very seriously, and you have these gaming, which probably would have been GTA. Let's be honest. Let's keep it real. GTA 5 should have been adults only. It sh- it should have been adults only.
I saw nothing bad in GTA 5 that was inappropriate for children at all.
Yeah. Okay. I just it drives me insane. Uh, but that's the point I'm trying to get here. Stop. You know, to me, it's a whole effort. The rating system needs to be changed, but most important, people need to start taking the rating system as serious as it is. I know people saying we don't need a rating system. There shouldn't be one. Actually, yeah, we do. Sorry, I meant to tell you we do, because not every film are meant for children's eyes. Period. It is not, and you need something that let people know this is for this group of audience. This is for this group of audience. Now, if you buy the video and you let your kids watch it at home, that's strictly on your head. That's your fault. If you took your kid to see it after it's been warned and the label is right there, that's strictly on you. Don't come back on no TV show and blast the gaming industry and blast the movie company for making a film you should already know it's not for children.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact is that part of any problem with any rating system is there's going to be more dumbasses that do stupid things and let their children see whatever they ask, and they'll blame it on the system and everything else. Then, hey, maybe we should actually do something called parenting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's the whole thing. I mean, I'm hearing the news about, yeah, they're saying how many gameplay they have. No, it has nothing to do with the gameplay. The guy has, first of all, one, if the guy already had a psychotic mind, he probably chances are he's going to use that as a crouch and do stupid. I'm not blaming the game for that. All right, I'm not. Come on. You should know the grip between fantasy and reality. If that person couldn't hold the grip, it maybe just him, not the game itself.
No.
Uh, Trust me, I played GTA so many times. I have fun with it. I'm not going out there and doing the copying that. Are you crazy in your mind?
Yes.
Shoot.
Thank
Oh
goodness.
man. But that's my gripe. We went from trailers to movie rating system in a matter of 2.6 seconds.
It's hard to talk. Well, you brought up Suicide Squad, and I love ranting about the fucking rating system that does jack shit.
Yeah, but it's a good rant, because, like I said, so it is more like, because they've been talking about the reports on numerous websites about Suicide Squad possibly being PG-13. I'm like, what else is new? But at this time I say, I'm like, I'm willing to give them a pass for one reason. They're trying to appeal to everyone. They obviously ain't gonna be that dangerous, but then again, it does take the essence of darkness, because the way it's portrayed, it seems like it could be an attempt to actually make DC the dark comics of the movie universe versus the Marvel, which two is credit, and I can understand what people are saying. Marvel Studios became Disney's more light comical side of comics. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can tell that,
Bitch.
yeah, it's nothing wrong with that. I just think but you can tell that is you can tell Disney, you can tell that's Disney all over the place by the colorfulness and everything else. That's not what DC. I mean, DC is dark. It's mostly at nighttime. Yeah, it's dark. I mean, there's no other way around it. You know, I still got Deadpool coming up, so I know that's rated R. So I'm looking forward for that.
Yeah, I can't wait till Deadpool. I, of course, don't know the intense history like comic book fans do, but I frequent circles where Deadpool is mentioned a bunch, so I just think, oh my god, this is awesome. And then they have Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, and while Wolverine Origins was really terrible to Deadpool's character, like, why the fuck do you just sew his fucking mouth up? Good job. but how he played it during the first part of the movie,
yes,
he was just fucking awesome with those quips and such. And so when I heard, before I even saw the Red Band trailer, I heard him being cast in the movie. I'm like, that is perfect ass casting.
and here's the funny thing about it: he wanted this film badly.
I know
He had a passion for this film, and that gives me a newfound respect for him. Because Ryan Reynolds, I feel bad for this guy. He had no luck. He's probably the most unluckiest actor to get a role because from Green Lantern all the way down to other films that didn't do well. I mean, he needs this, and I think he's gonna nail it. I think he's gonna hit it out of the park because there's a difference between someone who phoning in a movie to someone who wants this movie and has a passion for this movie. He really took years, and he finally got his wish. And to me, this is one that makes it why I have so much expectation for this film because the actor alone, there's a passion and there is a commitment to this role. And you're right about one thing. How he portrayed Deadpool in X-Men Origins Wolverine was spot on. I loved how he portrayed it, and they just had to mess it up at the end. I couldn't believe it.
I mean, I think my fiance Rev Resner tried to defend it. I'm like, I might have to push you out of a moving car now, and he's the driving one, so it's like, worth it.
They doing it right. I mean, you can tell he captured everything from there, and I'm looking forward for it. I wonder how many times he's gonna break the fourth wall, but I'm looking forward to seeing how he did it. This is why I read
cameras through the screen and come out and walk around in the movie theater.
All right, so we did a lot of discussion in less than an hour. That's actually impressive. I still got some stuff to talk about because we're back on that, but you got a review to talk about. I want to hear it.
I just want to hear you rant some more.
No, we got to talk about that review. We got that Hunger Game Mockingjay Part 2. You finally saw it. I didn't see it, of course, but you did, being that you're a huge fan of the Hunger Games series. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, was this worth the breaking up two parts? Because as you trend breaking the last film into two parts when they don't need to really do that, well, a lot of people said it was actually what this one. They actually did some justice to it, right down to everybody. Or I don't know what better way to say it, bitching about the ending. So here it is, and gentlemen, I'm just gonna let you know, and I'm not gonna say anything else to it. I'm gonna let Jonathan do the review. I might ask a few questions, of course, but if you haven't seen,
just warn about spoilers.
Mockingjay Part 2, don't watch this. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, don't. I'm just gonna sit back and just check my email while she takes over. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna check my email, but I gotta ask you.
I would. That's what I do. What?
I gotta ask you one thing. What's the gap between Mockingjay Part 1 and Mockingjay Part 2? From the beginning.
Okay, from the end of Mockingjay Part 1, Katniss goes to PETA, and because he was mind jacked, he sees her as a threat, and so he tries to strangle her. And the movie ends with her, one of President Coin's speeches. And Part 2 begins with the doctor looking at Katniss's throat where PETA had injured her. So it really picks off really close to the ending of Part 1. There's hardly any time gap between them.
Okay, so here's the thing right now. She obviously didn't stay in the hospital for long. She obviously got her voice back. Does it really jump into the action, or is it a slow pace towards what the first act to the second act? How was the first act, and how did it transcend to the second act? Was it good? Was it smoothly? Was it slow?
It was relatively fast. I mean, there was always something going on. There was, it was much more Yeah, there was always something going on there. I mean, before they go to the Capitol, they go to District 2, and there's some action in District 2. And then shortly after that, we get a nice little reprieve with a wedding. And then after that, it's basically straight into the action.
Okay. Now, the dialogue is very important. How was the dialogue? How was the chemistry between the actors in this movie? I know a lot of tragedies have happened. I will get to that in a minute. But was the dialogue still up to pace to what you expected from the other films, or was there a bit of a setback?
It was good. It was as good as the rest of the films. So there wasn't like this huge leap I noticed with the dialogue. So it was good. If you like the dialogue from the first few films, you'll like this one.
And how tough was Cadmus? For what I understand, she was supposed to be. She almost had no heart in this movie, but only pure hatred for President Snow. That she pretty much said it right off the bat. I'm going to take this guy out.
Yes, Katniss has always been extremely selfish. I've never really considered her Heronian, just because she never thinks of the bigger picture. She always thinks of her and her family or people she loves and cares about. And she's like, it just happens to be that her actions include, helping to fight a rebellion. She never wanted this from beginning to end.
So, lead them to the actual the action. Obviously, is good. The effects were they good?
Oh yeah, shit. One part where when the traps goes off in the Capitol, and holy shit, you only see this death for like on the screen for like half a second, I guess. But still, it's like my mouth dropped open the first time I saw it. I'm like, what the fuck? That is awesome. It's weird. I'm not describing this because I'm afraid of spoiling anything. It's just I don't know how to describe it.
So they definitely did justice to the action and there's certain urgency that it is now or never.
And then they really shy away really too much from the brutality. Of course, they could have done bloodier, but they didn't. But that was never really a deterrent in the film.
No, they try to make it as PG-13 as possible. So
I was glad they didn't go far in certain parts. I'm like, I'm already nearly having a heart attack right now. Good, I'm fine. I'm gonna complain.
Was it darker than all the three movies combined?
Well, Mockingjay the book is really the darkest book out of all this trilogy, in my opinion. So it's dark. We're getting to the home stretch, so yeah, things are not happy.
All right, some of the things I've heard about this movie, and like I said, I'm pretty much bringing an idea. This was not a happy ending film. Am I correct?
Oh God, no, it wasn't. I'm tearing up, not tearing up. Fuck. I'm not good about it.
And I'm leading to the reason why I'm leading to this because this is where a lot of people was kind of upset about. Katniss was not revealed as a hero in this movie, from what I understand.
Well, as I told you, I never considered her a hero from the beginning. She was always very much do what's best for Katniss and those she cares about.
Okay, so the ending of the film didn't come as a surprise to you.
I mean, near the ending, I saw her make the only choice that she really made in the whole trilogy, that she made completely on her own.
Because here's the thing, and yeah, from what I understand, and this from everybody who has been talking about this, she didn't kill President Snow. Am I correct?
Yep, she did not, but that doesn't make her not a hero.
No, exactly. But there's the thing is, people they according to a lot of people that people were stunned. Like, wait a minute, she didn't kill. She killed a woman. Am I correct? That woman who
was a fucking cunt, bitch. Fucking hell. President. Okay, here's where I'm really going to fucking rant about spoilers. And this is actually the part when President Coin died. I read the book. I was prepared, and Rebs thought he was going to have to hold me down because I seemed like I was just going to run around madly in the theater and just screaming in joy. Yeah, the cunt is dead. Woot, woot. Yeah, party, party.
But this is coming from. And let me explain this why I'm bringing this up. You're listening to a guy who never read the books,
Okay,
so
I'm going to
and all the
explain
movies.
it to you.
So I want to ask this question. All this time, I'm seeing Snow. It's President Snow. It's President Snow. How they went from President Snow to this woman?
That's what I'm going to explain. That's what I was going to explain. so, sorry, I've been like holding out on this for fucking years.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay, so after after they win, President Snow reveals to Cat. Okay, let's go to events slightly beforehand. They finally won the battle, like won the war. All of the last of Snow's guards defected to the rebels because Snow released these bombs that seemed like they were going to be aiding people, and instead they killed like a bunch of women, children, including Prim. And so, sorry, I'm like trying to slow myself down so I can actually talk. So Katniss, oh good, Katniss goes to Snow and they have a conversation. It might be longer in the book. I'd have to double check. But he basically says to her, why the fuck would I release the bombs right then? Anyone could tell that the whole war was over. Everything was won. I kill, but I only kill with a purpose. And looking back, every cruel thing Snow has done has been cruel, has been abominable, but still it serves some purpose. He's never hurt without a reason. He's a bastard, but he's very particular in how he does things.
All right. So with that
And
being
so,
said,
okay, I'm continuing.
go ahead.
Sorry, I have to take a break. Hang on, I need to drink this. Hang on.
All right. So I'm assuming that Snow wasn't the only enemy in this whole entire series.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. Hang on. Yeah. So it turns out that that he goes to Katniss, and as he goes, we've both been played by the same person, played for fools, because the real enemy had been making me focus on Katniss for the entire time. And it turns out President Coin had basically engineered the rebellion so she could take Snow's place, making all the, everyone being distracted by the Mockingjay, by the rebellion, by everything but her. And so she ended up killing Prim to help control Katniss. I mean, at first there comes a part where Katniss was thought to be dead, but then the Capitol found out. So I think it was made clear in the book. I'd have to double check again. It's like a really sad part, so I'm not like jumping to go right towards it.
You're having fun. Keep going.
But anyways, if the Capitol could find it out, who's to say that President Coin couldn't, or maybe she was preparing in case of anything going wrong. Like if she was wrong, she could always kill Prim, and so by killing Prim, she knows she can control Katniss. And so I was jumping up in joy when Coin died, because that was the real enemy of the trilogy. She killed fucking Prim, you fucking cunt.
But it sounds like
I need to refill my milk so you can talk. I'll be back.
All right, so what I'm getting here is that, and like I said, guys, you're listening to a guy who never read the books. I probably will pick it up one day. It's not something to my to-do list. So I'm getting an idea of what's going on here from a person who had read the books and saw the movies. Again, a lot of people didn't like the ending. I honestly can't say it's a good ending or a bad ending. I haven't seen the movie. She has. And judging from her reaction that we're here right now, she was ecstatic. She loved what she have saw. Now, with that being said, from what I understand and what I'm hearing, the people was the resistance was shocked and angry with her decision to take out Prim. Did they not know that she was a true enemy?
Well, Coin. Hang on.
No, not Prim. You know,
I'm
Coin.
sorry. I thought I was going to sneeze for half a second. Hang on. No one
Anyway.
would point to Coin as the enemy because why would you? She was the one saying, hey, the Capitol needs to go down. I'm going to take out President Snow. Everyone hates President Snow.
But the thing is, how did some knew what was up and no one else did? So did they not realize that was happening? How did Candace realize she was being played? And why nobody else?
Because she talked to Snow and she realized that Snow was correct.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why it was revealed to her. And so, I mean, Chloe was trying to take Cadmus out by sending PETA with her, into the Capitol, so that, hopefully, Coin was hoping PETA would kill Cadmus. And then, hey, even if PETA survived, who would, believe a crazy person with that sort of information? And then with Prim dying, she was hoping that Cadmus would be too much in shock to do anything or really think things through, because even in the beginning of the film, she saw that Cadmus was breaking. And during Cohen's death scene, she was so fucking arrogant. She thought she had everything under control. She thought she had won. I mean, I think some of the victors would know some shit was up because she was suggesting bringing back the Hunger Games. The same system. And then she was saying about internum president and defining no end date for that. So some people would be up, but she has the majority of support.
All right, so how did this differ from the book?
I need to read. I admit that I'm sort of scared of doing my dramatic reading of the book because it is so fucking sad. I cry at Prim's death. I mean, I tear up even thinking about it.
So, to be fair, you wasn't upset by the ending at all. You seem to be one.
I was hoping they'd, keep the ending of Prim dying and Coin dying, because that Prim's death led to Coin's death. I mean, I was worried for a little bit, because most movies wouldn't kill a character like Prim off. Okay. And in a young adult series, you're never sure of what risk the author will take. So you're expecting for certain characters to live even more. Now, so yeah, it had a big impact to me, the ending of the book. It made me cry. I read the book. Had to reread Prim's death like 10 times just to get it through my head that it happened. Read further ahead in the book, ended up having to read another 10 or 12 times because I was in shock, and I finished the book just at a loss for like a week or two.
Now I'm assuming this has happened because from the trailer of the very first Hunger Games, she was the reason why Katniss joined the games, because she was picked and she's offered to sacrifice herself for the game as tribute. So basically, everything she worked for what I understand, went to waste because her sister ended up dying anyway.
Yeah, I think it's sort of a good message, and the honesty about war. That war isn't going to give you a happy ending. Even the survivors are going to be scarred. There are no winners in war, and so you really get to see that with Prim's death. Even though Katniss survives, even though she has a life after the war, she's, still lost something big and important.
Did they address that in the ending? Did she have the piece that she had?
Katniss ends up having 2 children with PETA. What they didn't show in the movie that I think made the ending of the book a little more bittersweet is that, Katniss never wanted children. But because PETA wanted children, she, you know, got pregnant a few times, you know, just for him. And it was, hang on, let me turn on the light and read the
You have to read
epilogue.
it.
It's just going to be like the last few paragraphs, I promise.
Uh-huh.
And like,
I don't want to spoil
like only
your
like
read.
a page long. Hang on.
Uh-huh.
But, God damn, where are you? Actually, oh, here it is. Sorry. Dad moved some things around the room to clean things, so therefore, of course, there are things I didn't know where the fuck they were. Ah. Okay. I'm done. Okay, let me see. My children. They play in the meadow. The dancing girl with the dark hair and blue eyes. The boy with blonde curls and gray eyes, struggling to keep up with her on his chubby toddler legs. It took 5, 10, 15 years for me to agree, but PETA wanted them so badly. When I first felt her stirring inside me, I was consumed with a terror that felt as old as life itself. Only the joy of holding her in my arms could tame it. Carrying him was a little easier, but not much. The questions are just beginning. The arenas have been completely destroyed. The memorials built. There are no more Hunger Games, but they teach about them at school, and the girl knows we played a role in them. The boy will know in a few years. How can I tell them about that world without frightening them to death? My children who take the words of the song for granted and little poem there. My children who don't know they play on a graveyard. PETA says it will be okay. We have each other. And the book. We can make them understand in a way that will make them braver. One day I'll have to explain about my nightmares, why they came, why they won't ever really go away. I'll tell them how I survive it. I'll tell them that on bad mornings it feels impossible to take pleasure in anything because I'm afraid it could be taken away. That's when I make a list in my head of every act of goodness I've seen someone do. It's like a game, repetitive, even a little tedious after more than 20 years. But there are much worse games to play. And I'm just going to tear up now. Goodbye. I'm done. I'm done.
That's not a Harry Potter ending. That's for sure.
Well, I'm just going to cry.
Wow. So I'm assuming they did that same thing with the movie.
Well, in the movie, she just talks about the nightmare to her one little child in her arms.
I'm kind of curious that's what set people off, but no.
No, I think it was just, I don't. Oh, good. I know some people, of course, on Tumblr, hi Tumblrites, were just like crying like misogyny or sexism because Katniss had children when she didn't want to, and not really looking at the larger picture. It was just.
But if it's in the book, what's the problem? If it's in the book.
Well, the thing is, Mockingjay was not the most well-liked book in the series. I think is the least liked in the series by the majority of the fandom. So of course, it has to be my favorite.
Oh, well, like I said, I can't say if it's like or dislike. I haven't read the book. I just know people try to compare it to Battle Royale, which I haven't seen that movie either. So
I can understand, sir, the comparisons at least, even though I don't agree with them in the first film. But by the third film, then the third book, that's fucking gone out the window. Like, wow, you don't have to complain about this shit no more.
I think, look, whether you like the ending or not, one thing can't be certain. Out of all this that came out, that's this kind of theme. This one was the most successful, the most liked in the whole series. Even if you didn't like the Mockingjay Part 1, which I think it was the least lowest rating of all of them.
I think it's just because people don't really like the slowness of that film. Even though I was hooked from beginning to end, it's a little slower. It's a sort of course, a setup for Part 2. But Part 2 means nothing without Part 1.
it's the same problem with Harry Potter, the Deathly Hollow Part One, Twilight Part One, and anything that has Part One, which shouldn't be
Oh
Part
God,
One.
Twilight, the Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2. There was so little going on. I've read the book. It's
Uh-huh.
my favorite book in the Twilight series just because that's where it really goes off the rails. But it's like not too much happens that would require two films.
So
Okay, I don't like to read, but
oh,
so far I
here's
have this marked down as my favorite movie of 2015 so far. And
here's
probably when I see
well,
Star Wars, that's probably going to take the #1 spot.
okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's fun. So that way, so you don't have to get 4 stars or 5 stars. I'm gonna give you your own personal rating. It's gonna be see it, skip it, or rent it. Which one is it? That's not a rating.
That is totally a rating. And I would say see it.
See it? Perfect. There you go.
This
So we
brings
have.
like bring a tissue or two because
And
it is rough.
and by the way, that's our rating. If we do a film, do a review together, that's how we're gonna say it. See it, skip it, or rent it. If we come up with a fourth rating, we'll probably say stream it or something. But that, but to me, if we watch the film together, we know we want to do a review just out of whim. That's the rating we use. But no, I think you had fun with this movie. I really did. I really was.
Yeah.
You sound like you really enjoyed this film, and that's.
Maybe. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. You don't know. Don't judge me.
You was excited. I can't even see you on the screen. I'm watching this Jedi wannabe picture that you got for some reason.
Well, that there is a Darth Talon, I believe. She's a Sith Lord, and she's sexy as hell. Yeah,
I wouldn't know.
She's a Twi'lek.
Sound like from
and the Lekus, the little head tendrils are really sensitive, so it sort of means something when she has tattoos there.
So, did you see what
Rev? Star Wars nerd is what I'm saying.
Did you see what Rev?
What?
Did you see what Rev with a friend?
Well, I saw Mockingjay Part 2 the first time with Revs. It was our yearly tradition to see a Hunger Games movie together every year.
All right, so are you going to see the new Harry Potter film next year?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
He's not a Harry Potter fan, but he will be.
All right, so there you have it, guys. She says see it. It's a movie she enjoyed. She had fun reviewing it. I hope you guys had fun listening to it. It was actually kind of interesting. Like I said, I didn't see the film, and it's unfair for me to see one film that is part of a big series and didn't see the whole entire series. So I got to watch.
That would have been a really amusing review.
I got to see the first one. Like I said, I can actually talk about Twilight because I did actually saw. Unfortunately,
let's do a whole Twilight episode.
I seen the first one. I can understand why girls went insane. That's a teenage soap opera that belongs on the CW. That's the best way I can tell you. It's like, wow, you. And the sad part about it is, if you take away Twilight, Kristen Stewart is not a bad actress.
No, she isn't.
I've seen her in far better films than this. It's really the script. The script do not do justice to her talent. Which is why I don't really go hard on her. I mean, like, I've seen you in better. I've seen the Yellow Handkerchief. I know you can do good in what you've been given.
About?
It's. I have to tell you, you got to see it because it's someone that you just simply can't describe. We have this. If you see it and I'll see it, we can both talk about it. It's not a bad film at all. It's actually pretty good. She's been in a couple of good films. Some of them independent, some not. But I find her. If you give her a script to work on that's serious, she can work wonders with it. She really can. That's the best way I can say it. Now we go to that section of the show where we talk about rumors and confirmed talks. As you guys, if you're a Power Ranger fan, you should be known right now. You should know that there's a new Pink Ranger. and they're going to start filming later this year. So Saban is finally going through with making a rebooted Power Ranger series. Uh, what that means for the overall franchise, I honestly don't know. This franchise has been on the air for such a long time. I don't even know what they're going to do with it anymore. It was on Fox. It was on Channel 7 as part of the Disney lineup when Disney had it. It was on Nickelodeon. I think it still is on Nickelodeon. So I don't know what they plan to do. I don't know if they're going to go back to square one with this. I do know the fan base is huge. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm not a
Okay.
Power Rangers fan. I
There's
can't
a lot
really
of his.
say much.
So for those who are interested, they look like they're going with a young cast, which they should. I don't know why the Pink Ranger was such a maybe because of Amy Jo Johnson who betrayed her and is most recognizable for the role as the Pink Ranger. But I find it kind of funny that out of all the casting couches they have done, all the casting that they feel important, it was the Pink Ranger that they was concerned about. I find that very interesting. But anyway, that has been confirmed. Also being confirmed, yes, the script has been submitted. Sylvester Stallone is attached to it. Rambo: The Final Blood. It looks like it's a go. There is also reports may do an Expendable 4 that is just being thrown out there.
That would be good. I would like to see the cast from the Expendables 3 return.
Now, the funny thing about it is there's been rumors that they may have dropped the idea of Expendables. There has been talk about having a all female cast, expendable team with all females cast from the past and present. Sigourney Weaver was mentioned, but nothing really came to pass. I don't know if that was an idea that they just simply dropped, but we do know that Stallone is looking to do or is attempting to do another expendable film. How deep is he really serious about? He is also working on the script with Rambo, so who knows what he wants to do. One thing is definitely certain: he hasn't had too many stuff attached of late, so who knows what's going to happen. I do think if he's going to do a film, it probably will be one or the other. It's not going to be both. One thing has definitely been confirmed. I think this is something that's good news for you. 2017, we may see a Dark Tower movie after all.
Oh, fuck. I just really don't keep up with the news because what happens each time is like, oh, this is going to happen. Oh, look, it's not going to happen. So it's just usually keeping up with that news is just a surefire way to get me sad.
I understand. So let me just see if I can find where I have seen Corey Coleman, Bad Boy. Here it is. Let me just read what it says here. And this is, guys, this is not some of the stuff. It's been confirmed. Some of the stuff has been confirmed. But here are the movies that has been done. And by the way, you can look up this article at IGN. I might leave an attachment to it. There is a film that includes the following: Bad Boys 3 and 4, The Dark Towers, Resident Evil 6, and also Uncharted. May finally get a release date. This is what it says here. The story is being brought by Scott Corolla, Collr. I'm going to do, so you can follow me on this so you see what I'm talking about. Let me just do this. Silly me, I forgot to do that. Let me give you that. You should see it on your side. So I won't read it until you see it. Did you get the link?
Yeah, that's the linky link.
Okay,
And
let me know if you're there.
okay, I'm there.
Okay, this is bought by Scott Corolla. Sony Pictures have revealed the release date for its upcoming state through 2017, including two new Bad Boy sequels, the first Dark Tower movies, Jennifer Lawrence crafted sci-fi tale Passenger. I never even heard of Passion before, but according to Variety, Bad Boy 3 would hit on February 2017, so we got 2 more years to wait, while Bad Boy 4 is scheduled for 2019. This is what concerns me here. It is unclear whether or not the stars of the first two film, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, will return. If you didn't return, what's the point of having Bad Boys? They're the reason why. They're the reason why you're watching it. These sequels are of all these years later. Bad Boys 2 was released all the way back in 2007. 2003. We did hear in the past that Gray and Joe Corner was in the early talks to quick rewrite and early drafts by David. I don't know what his last name is for Bad Trade Boys 3. You may pronounce this better. I can't. I'm not even going to attempt to it.
By David Guggenham.
That's how you say it? That's how it's going to be.
No. Now it is.
You can't even pronounce that.
I'm good at pronouncing strange shit.
It's also possible to direct the sequel. Michael Bay helmed the first two films. This also said, meanwhile, the first chapter in the I'm waiting for this. This is the only one I really care about.
Oh, God, yes.
The Stephen King's The Dark Tower. Now, there's a set. They just said it will hit in July 2007.
January 13th.
January 2017.
Which isn't really a good date to make me really think that it's going to be good, because there are hardly good movies that come out during that time, but I really hope it's good because it's a fucking awesome series, man.
It's way overdue. Now the question is, do they have a script? Do they have a casting call? Are they really serious about this? That's the thing I want to try and be. That's the thing I want to make sure.
We were wondering about Passengers. I looked that up on IMDb.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here's the summary. A spacecraft traveling to a distant colony planet and transporting thousands of people has a malfunction in one of its sleep chambers. As a result, a single passenger is awakened 60 years early. Faced with the prospect of growing old and dying alone, he eventually decides to wake up a second passenger.
Okay. That's interesting.
I think you're sci-fi for some reason.
I'm just saying that's interesting. I never heard about this movie, so I'm gonna look for it. It says here that also included in this lineup Money Monster, which I never heard of, Patient Zero, the eagerly yet upsettingly awaiting Ghostbusters movie, which everybody's still upset about, Underworld 5, which is way overdue, Magnificent 7, which I'm not looking forward to, and The Lamb, which I never heard of. So Sony Pictures is pretty much, it seemed like if you look at the pattern, I'm going to take a guess they come out with 2 movies every year. They're not going to flood the market with films. They're actually going to come out with 2 movies every year, and that's pretty much geared toward the summer blockbuster, which I don't mind. I think it's actually looks, I think that's the best way to go. The question I'm pretty much concerned about is the Bad Boy franchise. They've been talking about it for years. I don't see them doing a Bad Boys 3 and 4 without Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. You can't do. I don't see it. But I am kind of curious about the Dark Tower series now, more and more than ever. Who's playing who? And are they going to go from book 1?
Well, they have to get, at least, I guess a lot won't be missed by dropping book 1. I mean, it introduces the character and such. But I think I'd be more concerned about them skipping the drawing of the 3, because that's when all the main characters really get together.
Well, I'm kind of curious how they're going to do it. I hope they don't try and do that mistake of cramming all 7 books into one movie.
Oh God, you couldn't do that. Fuck, have you seen just the, 2, fuck, god damn it. Hang on. No, hang on, fucking god damn it. Fuck. I'm going to leave you for a fucking second.
What happened?
Hang on. Oh, fuck.
You got mail?
Can you...
Mm-hmm. And while she's taking care of that, that's my major concern of the whole entire Dark Tower series, because it is a long series that took Steven Spielberg, my God, Stephen King's almost his first leg of his career. I mean, he started this before he started anything else, and it just kept going and going and going. It's one of the reasons why he had, we talked about this earlier, but one of the reasons why, if you look at his list.
Okay. Oh, there you are. No, the problem was like the display started going up, the screen froze, and then you started to talk, and of course that didn't help my panic.
Okay.
Like, shut up! I'm trying to stay calm. I just want to beat the living shit on my computer, and you're not helping. Ah! And so yeah, sorry.
But like I said, like I said before, my worry is them trying to do all the movies in one film and all the books in one film, and that's going to just ruin the whole entire thing.
What do you mean that always works out so well?
It didn't work out for the Village of the Dam. I
Oh,
love I love Anne
okay.
Rice books.
Oh, I just remembered what I was going to say before my computer screwed up. Like, have you seen how long? Just two books in the series. I mean, 700 or 800 pages each, and you can't cram all that shit in one movie,
No, you
unless the
can't.
movie's like 7 or 8 hours long at least.
Well, like I said, Stephen King took almost half his career to finish that book. That was one of the first things he worked with. He would only realize he wanted to do sci-fi before horror. He never really was that horror guy. If you look at even if it's not that considered horror, like Christine is more sci-fi than horror.
And then it's not just the Dark Tower series itself, but there's a bunch of books that connect to the series Towers universe.
Mm. Like, people don't even know he did the Running Man.
Yeah, he did. It's really strange when you see some authors like doing the original source for some adaptations. Like, really,
Mhm.
they did that?
So I mean, he's very versatile. But to me, I'm just worried about that. But I am still looking forward to it. I might, out of all the Stephen King books you guys want, you remake Harry to death. You, I mean, you trying to do Pet Cemetery again. You want to do it? Can we get the Dark Towers? I just can you just give me that? Give me one. So that's the interesting situation there. But that's the one film I'm actually looking forward to, and I'm kind of curious who will play that character. Who will they actually get?
As
Would they?
Roland?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. They better get someone really good.
You think the guy who played Rick Brown can play him?
Played who?
The guy who plays Rick Brown in The Walking Dead.
Oh, Grimes. Yeah, Abraham Lincoln. So, I love that show, and I think he
I'm not the
definitely,
only one that
as
didn't care.
the Walking Dead series, TV series goes on, I definitely see Lincoln playing a good, mean Rick Grimes.
Mm. Let me see here. Is there any other rumors I can talk about? No. Okay, good. I can move away from this network here. Let me see here before we close out. See if it's up already. It should be. If not, I'll just save it for another time. Let me just type this up. There we are. We make the results. You know, there it is. Blockbuster results. Ticketing weekend box office result for November. Is that November? December? Oh wait, yeah.
You're good.
Okay, there we go. December 4th to the 6th. Okay, I'm gonna give you the link here because we're doing this again.
Work.
Your computer slow down on you, huh?
No, I don't get the link. Oh, there it is.
Alright, guys, this is where we are returning the box office results. We're talking about the film that came out for 4th to the 6th. Films from 10 on down. Um, and the list, not surprising at all to see, considering what this film, from what we've seen over the past few weeks. So let's get started with the number. I'm gonna start with the number 5 film. It says Peanuts. This film was done not by Paramount. I actually forgot that Paramount did not do this film. It was actually a Fox film. They made another 300, not almost $3 million. They already made $121 million. They made their budget because it was a $99 million film. A lot of people was worried this was going to be a bomb, but people loved that Peanuts, and many parents took their kids to see it. Had nostalgia and also had something that parents felt more safer to be. It is a film that didn't change at all. They actually kept the same formula, and it worked very, very well for them. No comment? What?
I like Peanuts. I haven't seen the movie yet.
Oh, okay. Well, just letting you know it's number five. Number four is Sony's picture the night before.
No,
Which
no,
actually
hang on. Hang on. This week it's number 7. Last week it was number 5.
Okay, so I'll actually skip over to all right, number 7, Peanuts. Number 6, and I think it was number 6 twice in a row was Sony's the night before.
Yeah,
which is
I
4
want to see
million.
that. It seems good.
A lot of people say it actually got good ratings. It made 4.9 million. They already made 31 million, so they made their budget back after 3 weeks in the box office. So they did okay. Spectre, which has made $5.4 million. It is now number 5. This is an interesting situation. I'm gonna stay with Spectre for a minute. This film has grossed $184 million. This film budget is 245. Now, according to the national report, it made a lot of money overseas. So it did well overseas. This is I think the second or third Bond film that actually underperformed in the United States. Keep in mind they spent a lot of money for this film, and it is not, and I don't think it's going to make the money back in the U.S., which is not, I wouldn't say terrible considering that they will make the money back domestically. But it also showed they need to slow down and need to scale back on the cost because this film was one of the most expensive Bond films made, next to Skyfall. Again, it made 884 million. Their budget is 245 million. I don't actually that cost that much money for the movie. I really am. No comment. You saw Spectre, by the way.
I saw Spectre. I fucking loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I can really talk about numbers. I mean, numbers are like an alien language to me.
Yeah, but
I chose to be an English major for a reason.
But again, it definitely it's not doing well domestically in the United States, or in North America for that matter. So here's a film that came out. It was second in the first week of the box office. They're now number 4 this week. So it had a huge drop. The Good Dinosaur, which they made $15 million. That is they already grew a gross of 75 million. Now, surprisingly enough, I always get worried when they don't show the budget of a movie because it's like, okay, how much did you actually cost to make it? They always seem to hide it for 2 reasons. One, they don't feel it's important, or 2, they didn't make their money back. I don't know how much this movie costs. I'll do a search on Good Dinosaur, but this is not a very. This is Pixar's second film in 1 year. Last year they didn't came out with a movie. They came out with 2 back to back. And a lot of people said they were still fresh over Inside Out. The film was awesome. The people loved it. And you got this movie which came out, and they're saying it's not terrible, but it definitely was something they felt they shouldn't spend their hard-earned money on. So I don't know if you've seen this movie or not, but
I haven't.
They really haven't done much justice to this film. Number 3, it stays in number 3. Actually, kind of surprising. Number 3 is Creed, which made $15 million more this week. They already made their budget, even though they don't show their budget here. Already knew their budget was $30 million. It is now $65 million, so it is considered to be a smash hit. And for a film that got a lot of buzz, this may be probably the last chance that Sylvester Stallone will get an Oscar for his portrayal, because a lot of people loved his performance in this movie. They said that was his performance trumped all Rocky films that he have done since the original, which judging from what role he's doing, because one, he's not directing this movie. He's a whole different director, and he has a whole different eyes and a whole different vision, and it paid off big time. Will this lead to a Creed 2? Who knows? But from what I've seen, they're actually kind of happy. Number two, and it stays at number two. Surprisingly, a lot of people were stunned that this movie's done so well, and that is
Krampus.
what's it called? Say it again.
Krampus or Krampus or Krampus or whatever. I do Krampus.
And calling a surprise hit. This is number two, first week on the box. It made $16 million. Their budget was $15 million, so
Holy
it is it's a surprise hit. So and a lot of people have been talking about this, saying, "Hey, this film surprised a lot of people." A lot of people was actually did not expect this film to be this good. I didn't even heard this film was coming out. This is the first time I'm hearing about this movie ever.
Well, I've heard about it for a little bit.
You're the only one I am. I have not heard about this film. I've heard about every other film that came out except this one. So you're wondering, where is the number one film? Well, the same film that was number one for the past 2 weeks is the same film that's number one again. The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 2, the film that you loved, released by Lionsgate Pictures, made $18 million more. Their budget is already $227 million. So yeah, they made their money. They took their money and gone right now.
Yeah,
so,
holy shit.
So all the way to the big top. So those are the top seven actually film that actually was good. Film that actually also was released. The film that didn't surprise me has gotten low, but then again, it wasn't released in too many theaters either. So the theaters only had 305. Spike Lee's Chirac, which actually got rave reviews, probably his best reviewed film in years, made only $1,250,000.
What movie are we talking about?
Chirac.
Iraq?
Chirac. It's a Chicago film. It's actually pretty. Actually gotten very rave reviews.
Oh, is it on the list here? I was trying to figure out. It's 13. 13. Yeah, 13. Sorry, I just the spelling is Chinese.
Yeah. Now, the reason why this movie probably would have had a better numbers had this film was released in more theaters. This was released on limited theaters, and that's due to the fact that they're only releasing in selected theaters. It will be streaming soon, which one of the reasons why, because Amazon I think owns pretty much the property of this movie. It will be streaming on Amazon very soon, so that's why it didn't really do, because certain film like that don't really do. Those don't really have a wide release. Only selected theaters does. There is a film I got to talk about. It's called The Letter. This film only made 800. This is the film that recently came out. It's in 883 films theaters, but it's only made $800,000. And then you had what were they thinking about making this Frankenstein film? Victor Frankenstein. This film never broke the top 5. It went from number 12 to number 17.
I still want to see it.
Well, you better hurry up because it's not going to be there in theaters for long.
Well, I don't watch on DVD or Blu-ray.
Here's the thing, though. This is still released in 2,797 theaters. So the fact that they made in the second week only $700,000 tells you that nobody didn't care about this movie. The movie made a total of $5 million. I believe the budget is like $15 million. They're not going to make that money back. So this has been I consider the official winter bomb of the whole entire year. This has just been this film came out at the wrong time. This film should have came out during the January dumping grounds. This was a terrible, I don't know, whoever made that decision really wasn't thinking it right. There is some films, however, I would recommend because the Oscar season, I think people need to see it and get a full understanding. The Room is one of those films. I will be doing a review on that soon. But needless to say,
at first you said The Room, and I like it, but I don't know if everyone else will.
Oh, it's called Room, not Tommy Wiseau.
I know, that's why I was confused for a second. Like, I'd enjoy it, but okay, if you want to say that, fine.
That's the film I hope that we'll get a second look at. It made $3 million so far, but it's one of those art house films which shouldn't be an art house film. This is a film that is considered one of the best films of the year, and it's going to be very interesting to see if the Oscar buzz continues. How much that's going to change in the next few weeks, because we are approaching the award season, which I will be keeping a very close eye on. Films that completely went under the radar now are Brandon Crisis, which bombed, and Trumbo 2015, which many people had their mixed reaction to. So those are the lists, though. Again, Hunger Games. And here's my question: here is, like I said, I was surprised about this film. I never heard about it. You did, obviously. I know people reviewed it and said it was actually surprisingly good. But are you surprised with the way the list has been done? Because it seemed like it's been a slow week. It hasn't been really that major push for the last few weeks. Or are you just happy that Mockingjay's still in first place?
Yeah. I'm happy. Smart people out there. Smart people.
So she's happy. Um, that's pretty much it. I will end it with the box office thing, but we do have some promotional things going on. I'm going to start with mine first because, like I said before, I am going to be starting working on one of my projects. I'm going to start writing again. Finally, that now that things are starting to get back to normal, if I can call it normal. Um, there was something I want to talk about, but you know what? I said I'll just leave it alone. Um, I will say this about this for those out there, for those who I'll leave it with this. If you are a person, I'm always like this. Keep it real with the person you are. If you don't care about the person, don't pretend that you do, because all you're doing is people gonna call you bluff. You're gonna end up embarrassing yourself, and people won't be able to trust you anymore because you're showing a side of yourself that is not pleasant. And I'll leave it at that. I'm just gonna be the better man and just leave it at that. I'll talk to you about it off the air so you know what I'm talking about.
I'm
But
going to
I'll
be
just leave
taking
it.
a nap after this.
Well, we got texting. You ain't going
Yeah.
to sleep at 5 o'clock in the morning anyway. So trust me,
No,
we'll find out.
I'm actually feeling a little sick, so I might be lying down. I might text you, but I might fall asleep. I don't know.
If you fall asleep, that'll be the first time. You probably
No,
do a
when I get sick, I do fall asleep and then wake up. So it's yeah.
oh, you got one of those things. So you're not doing a podcast tonight.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh, so you definitely fall asleep then. You got
Yeah.
nothing to do.
And even if I was going to do it, I'd hold it off if I was feeling too bad.
All right. So, like I said before, I'll be working on the second YouTube channel. I'll be working on that. I'll also be working on my stories again. I gotta do something for Les. He's waiting for that. He's waiting very patiently. But like I said, I got railroaded by some family issues, which I did not like, and other stuff that needed my attention first. Now that I got that out the way, I can start doing that for him. Also, I will give you guys an announcement. Before the season ends here, you'll be hearing more announcements about the Mirrorstein Publishing channel. So you guys have an idea what to expect from that channel. No, only thing is really getting pushed is this podcast, but other than that, everything will stay the same. But there's going to be changes to how I approach things on that channel, but I got to work on that. So that's pretty much it from my side. Josh, I know you got a lot of stuff here. When are you going to start doing the rereads?
Oh, the dramatic readings.
Yes.
Hopefully this week or next week. I'm thinking probably next week, depending how the next weekend goes. I'll be going to someone's birthday, so I don't know how long I'll be staying at Brian's house.
Okay.
So that affects how much I can practice because I already practiced before, but I haven't been practicing every single night like I usually do because I didn't know what YouTube was going to do. So in a week or two, it'll be out.
Okay. All right. And do you have any announcement or any updates on your secret project you've been dealing with?
The ebook?
Yes.
My ebook is a little over halfway done. I have to check the person who's doing the cover, and when I need it to be formatted, I'll ask the person who's going to do that. And once I actually finish writing it, I will be going into where to put what to do for the dedication, where to put acknowledgments and such, and the little tiny things.
All right. I'm
And for
glad that's
those
going
of
on.
you who are an Animorphs fan, I'm doing a choose your own adventure called Aniverse. If you go to my blog, jashikins.blogspot.com, I do. If you click on the Aniverse thing on the sidebar thingy, you can see the updates. And I'm nearly finished with working on the Cassie updates, and those I hopefully those will be out shortly, but I'm not sure. It depends on when I finish that part and when my betters, my beta readers can get to it.
All
And
right.
even though the Cassie options haven't been all finalized, finished yet, and touched up, you can still play those. So
Okay. I'm glad that's going through. I'm actually looking forward for that book to be done. I am very looking forward to seeing what you got to offer. You got to make sure you tell people how to get the books. I hope you put it on Matic Expression too, so they can get a hold of it.
I will
And
be self-publishing it through Smashwords. I'm going
okay,
to
I
make
heard
it
Smash
so.
Words.
What?
I heard of Smash Words. We need to talk.
Yeah, and so then I'll be then to the people, who did the cover art and formatted the book, they'll be getting a free copy of the ebook. And I'm thinking, for depending how I can work this out, for the week of its first week of its initial publication, I'm thinking all my patrons on Patreon can get a free copy. But
That's great. That's wonderful.
because I really
That's
like the thing I want to do Smashwords is because you can allow certain people to get it for free. So, someone like who's worked on the book or who, has, donated to me, I'd like to give them the opportunity not to have to pay for it.
all right. I understand perfectly clear. All right, so that's pretty much it. Before I leave, I want to give you guys a little thing about our site. I'm not leaving a set date. We do have two more shows to do. Hopefully, we do it before the end of December. There will not be a Christmas show. We will be away in family things. Josh is going to be gone. I'm going to be gone. I don't really like to do shows on the holiday because nobody's going to be online. You're online on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, you really got no life. I'm just keeping it real. We have to, family members come first. I'm sorry, but I will say this: that we will before the second week of January will be the last show. Win, lose, or draw. You will get that announcement. I'm not too sure Jocelyn will be back here next week. So that's why I'm keeping no promises on what's going to happen. But we will have two more shows to go. And speaking of which, J&J Mondays on a Sunday is a Mirrorstein Publishing production via Josh Kin Production, and is also a proud participant of MaticExpression.com. For further information about this podcast, please go to either Josh Talks, um, Jay and my YouTube site, Josh J77.com. I won't say your name twice, or go
Because
right
I am so awesome.
or you can find us at our primary area, which is MaticExpression.com. Go join the community. If you have something to offer, go join them. Put it up there, whether it's blogs or videos. That's all we got for now, guys. So until next time, which is not too far from the distant future, this is J77 saying take care, be safe. I talk to you soon. Say goodbye, Josh.
Adios, amigos.